Joining us. Your top story tonight. It's been about a month since an explosion at Cabers 3 and 4, which robbed Guam of close to 80 megawatts of electricity. Now what many have feared is back on Guam: load shedding. PNC's Tim McHenry has more.
Many residents last night and continuing on today experienced load shedding for the first time really since the 1990s. GPA officials were quick to alleviate concerns of prolonged load shedding, although CCU Chairman Joey Duenas did say there is a problem.
Which means if our load follows its pattern, at some point we go above that number to 255. So obviously we've got a problem.
Yeah.
So on those days when that happens, that becomes a problem. So as we go forward, anytime we lose big units, we will be in this problem.
That was Consolidated Commission on Utilities Chairman Joey Duenas talking about the scheduled outages. Here's what we know so far. Sunday evening, GPA issued a press release targeting certain areas for load shedding. This is the first time since the explosions at Cabers 3 and 4 that the term load shedding has been used. According to the release, the official cause of the shedding is because Temis CT and MEC unit number 9 are offline. Here's Duenas.
No, they're machines, Tim. Yeah. Machines always go offline. You know, it's like your car. You have a leak in your hose and your cooling system, and all of a sudden the temperature gauge says hot, hot, hot. If you don't shut your car off, it will shut off for yourself. Right. It'll stop running.
Off.
It'll trip off.
Plants would have trip off
anyway. So what they did is they had a problem, so they said we got to take it down. So they're taking it down to do something.
On Thursday, GPA GM John Beneventi laid out a scenario to the CCU. He said, without any help, we will have to load shed. Beneventi created a graph, and at the time he said GPA has a little under 300 megawatts of capacity represented by the dark blue line. He says if GPA lost a unit with 50 megs of capacity represented by the light blue line, it would be an issue, but GPA could still meet peak demand without any major issues. But Beneventi says if GPA lost 2 units represented by the orange line, GPA will have a problem and thus will have to load shed. Right now, Guam is at the orange line. Duenas says the 2 plants that went down are worth 44 and 40 megawatts. This takes GPA's current capacity of 296 megawatts to 212, according to Duenas. The most electricity used on Guam during peak hours is 255. This leaves Guam about 32 megawatts short of peak. The past couple weeks, we have all covered the various plans and solutions GPA has presented. Where are those plans now? Duenas says even the interruptible load program could take 30 to 60 days to implement.
And those are the medium.
No, this is just the initial initiatives that you need to do.
But that's going to take time, right? Because you still have to get the... do we have the fast generators?
Well, yeah, you can bring those in. They're plug and place.
Sure, okay.
They come in skids. So those could be in the next 60 days.
Okay.
So the interruptible load was meant to be in place in another, I think, few weeks. Hopefully they're implementing that soon. That's to help us for the next 60 days while we bring in the temporary generators. What we're trying to do is give people 2 things. The knowledge that we are not going to fail, we have problems, but that we're addressing our problems.
For PNC News, I'm Tim McHenry.
Load shedding is typically done to prevent a total blackout by scheduling power outages to ease the burden on the power grid. Duenas says he thinks the plants could be up and running in a couple of days.